That's you? Okay. Peter G. Gee, Peter, you got picked.
We'll do these two, and then we'll pick more if we need to.
Okay. Simone Guta.
Down there.
And Erin Elliott. There's a lot of girls this time, huh? I remember the last time there was like all men. I don't know. Must be in the air. Anyway, we'll wait until everybody gets their ticket. Oh, can I hand that back to you? Aw.
I read something recently that was talking about some of our odd human customs, and balloons was one of them. Because it was like, here, have a plastic bag of my breath. It's like, thank you.
God.
That's a wonderful gift. That's a keeper.
Well, see, there's something really deep in that, right?
There is.
Sharing your breath
Sharing
with
your breath.
another. Okay, I like that, Daryl. That is amazing. So, well, thank you so much for coming and doing this, and tuning into Bashar and sharing all of his wisdom blended with yours.
I get some credit? Okay.
Yes.
Thank
You know, it's not too many people who are two people, right? I mean...
At least not out running around free. That are not in asylums or something. Perfect timing. Couldn't have been better time.
And on that remark, I'll just say that we really appreciate that you are the other half of this talent.
I think somebody's trying to get our attention.
Yeah, that was to wake up Bashar in case he was in such a deep state of repose he forgot to come through. Okay, so again, thank you both very much, and we're looking forward to this exciting adventure today. Thank you.
Have fun. See you a little bit later. Oh, to sing a day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. All right, thank you. Oh, thank you. For the idea that we are presenting to you in this transmission today, we would like to present a present in the present for you that we have called the Circle of Self-Empowerment. This is a very powerful permission slip that you can utilize to harmonize and synchronize and amplify the vibrational frequencies of the neurological net in your brain. You will, at various times in your lives, depending upon what you're doing, what state you're in, experience many of these vibrational states that are listed. on the papers that you have in your hands. But by going through them in a particular way, by focusing on them, by meditating on them in a particular way, you can increase the conductivity of your brain. And then create an overall effect that will allow for an experience of acceleration in your lives. Because when you train yourselves to get used to the relationship between all these different brainwave states and practice going through this spiraling circle of self-empowerment permission slip for about 15 minutes a day, up to you, but that's about the average time that will allow it to work best, then you can allow yourself to find that as you go through the course of your day, and as you shift from one state to another for a variety of reasons, it will give you more capability. It will enhance your ability to shift more smoothly, to be more conscious and aware of the state you are in, and also to shift to those states more consciously, more intentionally when you need to. Thus, allowing you to access what you need exactly when you need to in a more aware state, utilizing these different brainwave states as tools to improve your perception, to enhance your sensitivity to receive higher frequency energies and information and messages that are important and relevant for your journey, your theme of exploration in this life. So let us now take you through briefly how this permission slip will work. Now, as you can see, there are 7 basic brainwave states that we are covering in this permission slip. We begin with the lowest frequency, that is called epsilon. Now, something that needs to be understood. Even though epsilon is the lowest frequency at only about 1/2 cycle per second, it is one of the most powerful frequencies in your paint box of the brain, because it lays a foundation not only for all the interim frequencies above it, but when you reach the highest frequency in this exercise, the lambda frequency, between 100 and 200 cycles per second in your brain, there is a particular and specific relationship between the epsilon low frequency and the lambda highest frequency that we will explain in a few minutes. Above the epsilon level, you have the delta level, which you more often than not will experience when you're asleep, in a deep sleep or a deep healing state. Then you will find the theta level, which will allow you to experience certain states of cognition, awareness, precognition, psychic functioning, and so forth, connecting you in a very specific way to informational access that exists within creation. Then you have the alpha level, which allows for a profound state of relaxation and alignment between the body and the mind and the spirit. And then you have the beta state, which is what you would call your typical waking state, that which most of you are in right now in general, that allows for the ability to perceive and experience your physical reality through your personality construct in a very clear and concise way. And then you have the gamma state, 40 cycles a second up to 100, that allows you the opportunity to connect to different dimensional levels of awareness and information. This is what has typically been called the channeling state, so that when you are doing something you're passionate about, something you love to do, you will find that you will typically be somewhere in that gamma range. Now, some individuals on your planet will recognize that there is gamma and that there is high gamma. So you can, if you wish, split the idea between 40 cycles per second and 100 cycles per second into two groups, if you wish, but you don't have to do that. Nevertheless, it allows you the connectivity to other dimensional awareness, other levels of consciousness, other beings that might operate on the same level in other realities and make connections not only to your higher mind but to other consciousnesses as well. And then there is the lambda state, 100 to 200 cycles per second. That is a state of hyperconductivity that allows you to truly experience connection to creation, connection to source, what you would call pure inspirational insight, pure revelatory insight, and many other phenomena. These are general representations, and you have a little bit more of a detailed explanation of each of these levels in your hand on these papers. But the most profound thing to understand when you arrive at the lambda state, say for example operating at about 200 cycles per second in your brain, where everything is quite well synchronized and harmonized and organized in such a way as to synthesize and process information and awareness at a very high level, something profound happens here. There is a deep connection between the highest state, the lambda state, and the lowest state, the epsilon state. That is why you can see on the spiral in the diagram that there is then, when you reach the very center of the spiral, it crosses over directly back to the epsilon state. They are linked in a specific way, like the following illustration. So, imagine in your mind the idea, say, of the epsilon state as a very slow wavelength like this, 1/2 cycle per second or 1 cycle every 2 seconds, very slow. But now imagine the idea of the lambda state, very high, vibrating very quickly, high frequency, much higher than even the body can produce. But it's an illustration, you get the point. But the idea is that when you reach the highest levels, the lambda state itself, something very interesting happens. There is a harmonic relationship that begins to reveal itself in the following way. Whereas you might not perceive in the other states anything but the pure frequency itself, let's say in gamma, going along 40 to 100 cycles per second. When you get above 100 to 200 in the lambda state, not only is the vibrational frequency going like this, moving forward in time, but it's also going like this, exemplifying and illustrating the foundational level that underlies it of the epsilon state. So you have a very fast frequency moving on a wave that is very slow, as if it is being carried by that wave. So they are interlinked at that point and form a circle, a cycle that amplifies itself, boots itself back up, and continues to evolve and revolve and cycle through your brain waves, your chemistry, your neurology, the electrochemical, informational transmission sources within you. So this is the idea behind this particular permission slip, the circle of self-empowerment, is that when you start to meditate for 15 minutes, starting with the epsilon frequency, and you can find these on your internet if you wish to actually hear them through your ears, but even just focusing on the idea of the epsilon state by looking at where that spiral begins, and slowly over that 15 minutes following that spiral through all the different frequencies, being aware of what each of those frequencies are for and what they represent, what they reflect, what they symbolize, what they allow you to experience. As you go and follow that spiral over the course of that 15 minutes, give yourself time to really feel out and live in and immerse yourself in each of those frequency ideas. Approximately 2 minutes each, roughly, to get your 14, 15-minute meditation. Going through them, all 7 of them, and spiraling down to the center. And then at the very last, in the very center, when you reach that center of the high lambda frequency, when the coil is wound very tight, allow yourself to feel that burst as energy and information goes out from you into the cosmos, but also then goes inward and cross-connects back again to that epsilon frequency. But knowing that on top of that is the lambda frequency. And allow the two to merge and mesh until you softly allow the epsilon frequency to come back and dominate. And then relax. And know that you have given your neurological net in your brain a particular kind of workout, a particular kind of exercise to get it to start being more familiar with the range in that order, so that again you can create smoother transitions from one state to the other. And as you do this, over the course of 1 to 2 to 3 months, if you wish, up to you, your pace, it's fine, trust your imagination, but we're giving you the general idea of how this works, and 14 to 15 minutes is all that's necessary in any given day. That's all. Beyond that, it kind of gets fuzzy in the way that your brain processes things. So 15 minutes is the transition time for your brain to optimally absorb the energy of this permission slip. So just go through it that way, gently, softly, with fun, feeling those feelings, those vibrations in your imagination, understanding what each reflects and symbolizes and represents within you. And over time, you will start to feel yourself shifting to these different frequencies as you need to during the course of any given day, and will start to develop more ability to actually shift yourself to those frequencies when you need to, with very, very, very little work or effort involved. It just will be something that will snap to that level over time. You'll get used to it, and thus you can more consciously guide your brainwave frequencies into the proper states you need to be receiving what you need to receive that is representative from that state. Does this make sense? All right, so use it as your imagination instructs, as your higher mind guides. Trust how it will work for you. It can be altered slightly here and there. We're giving you the general average that works for most of you. So have fun with this. You will find some profound effects happening in your life. Again, one of which may be an extreme increase and expansion of the organizing principle of synchronicity, bringing you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. So happy birthday. We thank you for allowing us to give you this gift this day of your time, and we would like to continue sharing with you now for the gift that you are giving us in allowing us to experience each and every one of you. Please begin with your questions and dialogues if you wish.
So if a couple of questioners would like to be in the wings over here, we can go ahead and get started. Who would like to go first?
Greetings, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
All right, I have a couple questions for you.
Yes.
I recently read a book called Cosmic Voyage by Courtney Brown.
Yes.
Are you familiar with this book?
Familiar enough.
Okay, within it, it goes through the technique of scientific remote viewing.
Yes.
I was wondering two things about this book. One is in the book they reference Greys quite a bit.
Yes.
And he contacts the Federation where there's a past Grey group, there's a current, a present Grey group, and a future Grey group.
Yes. The Grey Federation.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you part of the future Grey group that he speaks of in there?
Not so much exactly the Greys, because we are hybrids,
Okay,
not
yes.
Greys. But we are an extension of the future Grey group.
Okay. One thing he talks about in there is how the Greys are doing the hybrid program, and that's what people think the abductions are about, I guess.
Yes. For the
Okay.
most part, that is true.
Okay. And then the scientific remote viewing seems fairly interesting, where you